These are 5 old school habits that I practice in my marriage that has helped me to save my home and then made my husband think that I am such an excellent woman and that I'm the best wife in the world. 5 things I do, and these 5 things I copied it from our parents. That's why I'm calling it the old school method. I copied it from our parents, our grandparents, the women before us. Now, we may not agree on all of the practices they do. We may not agree on all of their methods because sometimes they take a lot of unnecessary, rubbish. But you see these 5 things, I have seen them practice it, and it makes sense, and it works like magic. I say, somebody say magic. You know where I want to come and tell you with these things? Somebody came out one time and was bold enough to say that I am not fine enough for my husband. You understand? And that sometimes they feel like I use jazz on my husband. But I do not think it is jazz because I have no recollection of going to any babalawo. You understand? But these are the things that I feel like I do consistently, back to back, over the years, right from when we were dating, down into marriage, and even up until today. This year is going to make us 11 years married and 16 years together. I don't know if you get me. So, no long talk. Let me just get right into it. Number 1, I am very, very appreciative of my husband's efforts. Now, I am appreciative in every sense. I see my husband, I see my man, I see the work he puts in. And then I pay more attention to his efforts, not his results. Yes, because sometimes a man will do his best. He will try his earnest best to make things work. But then forces, nature, circumstances, environment will just not allow the results show in proportion to the work that he has put in. So I make it my point of duty to always make sure that I appreciate my husband's efforts. You went out all day, you tried to do this, even if you came back and then you did not get the desired result, you did not get the desired payment you expected. But for the fact that you went out, you toiled, you suffered, you sweated, when you come back, I will hype him. I'll say, Baba, welcome home, you did so well. God bless you for going through the stress. Sometimes I will stand, massage his leg. When he used to do MC work, where he would stand for hours, I will massage his legs, use moist clothes, massage him, use menthol, rub the leg, massage his thighs, because he used to have pains sometimes. So I made him understand that your wife is not going to rate you just by your results. Because when we focus on the results, these men will now have to go through irregular, illegal, unjust, and unnecessary means to give you that your results. But when you encourage a man, when he goes in there and then he puts in the energy and you encourage and you are appreciative of his genuine, true efforts, you are motivating him to do things in the right way. Even if he does not see the results very fast. But because I have a wife that understands that I really put all I could, I tried to work very hard today. I did not, I was not lazy, I was not laid back. I went out, but just because somehow it didn't favor me, I didn't get the result I needed, my wife will always be there to ginger me. See, that man, that kind of man will not put his hand in anything illegal. And let me tell you what this has done for me. There was a time that some people wanted to put my husband in a particular thingy like that, occultic movement. And my husband, because of how I was with him, he told me, he could afford to tell me that, see my wife, see what this person is saying I should do, look at it. I'm suspicious, so I don't think it's clear. I look at it, I say, it's not clear. Please, let's run away from this person. And that's how we stay clear from the person. So do you understand? Appreciate your man's, his efforts. Please appreciate it. Never you place results over efforts. Never do that. You will push your man to do the wrong things. The second thing that I do consistently in my marriage that has saved my marriage and made it as sweet as it is over the years is I correct my husband with love. I am very careful when I'm talking to my husband, especially when I'm angry with him. I don't use very harsh words. I'm not like that. The only time I can ever use curse words and all is we're playing and we're joking. But when I'm angry, because I know the kind of person I can be, I know how in the past I have allowed anger carry me, they go, no. So with this man now, I'm very intentional. When I begin to get very angry, I quickly want to guide my tongue, because the way you talk to your man, the way you correct him, is a determinant of whether he would change or he would continue doing what he's doing. When you speak to your man like a child, you kill the man in him. You kill that thing in him that wants him to do better. You make him give up. He's like, no need. So he will just keep doing the things that you're complaining about over and over. But when you speak to him like a man, you speak to him like a king, you correct him with love. A man can do something you don't like, and you tell him. So I'm going to give you my own personal tip. What I do when I want to speak to my husband, I don't just go and say, this thing that you're doing is very bad. No. I will first of all go and do some study about ripple effect of these actions. Then when I come back, I'll be like, my husband, remember that this thing that you did, you know that me, I don't like it though. See what can be the cause of when you do this kind of thing consistently over time. See what can happen. See you. And this is what makes me worry, because then I'll now turn it around and tell him, I don't want you to suffer this kind of thing. I love my husband too much for him to go through this. That's why I'm talking. You know, normally I will not talk, but because of the love I have for you, I'm worried. If I don't talk, I'm looking at you going into a wrong path. Who will suffer it tomorrow? Me. If anything happens to you today, my own has finished though. I don't have another person. You know, so I guilt trip him. What for you? I go turn the thing around. I go come make him feel like, say, this my wife loves me too much. Oh. She does not want me to harm myself so that she will not lose me. Then let me do better. Let me do better. Let me do better. I don't know if you understand. So you speak to your husband, you correct him with care and love. You must not go and shout on him. He's not your baby. You don't speak to him like he's a tata. You don't do that. Yeah. The third thing that I do consistently that have saved my marriage is I support. I support. I don't compete. I support my husband. I never compete with him. See, he talks about it all the time. It has been evident in our journey, in our years together. It's very evident, and it's very intentional. When my husband started coming out and doing his thing, I first supported in the background. When he says people are coming around to shoot this, I'll say, okay, what do I make for you people? How do I make the space conducive? I try to control the area, making sure that there is peace, there's quiet, whenever it's necessary for him. At some point, he needed me to physically be there for him. I showed up. Do you know that I'm not even going to lie that I put my own goals on a little pause just for him to strive the go front? Yes. I'm not saying that you should pause your life, pause anything. I'm just saying that there is that tendency to want to compete with your partner. If you're not careful, kill it very fast. If you find yourself beginning to compete with your man, you have to fight that urge. Fight it like mad. He is the head. Let him take the lead. And let me tell you something. When you know that you've met a good man, you will know, because even when he's trying to take the lead, he still turns and says, how is my woman doing? Give me your hand. We need to move together. I know you're helping me, but you to take steps towards your own goals. Oh yeah. And that is what happened here. That's what happened here. That's why it's very important the kind of person you marry. Don't just marry anybody anyhow, because you will need to make certain sacrifices in that home per time. You don't want to sacrifice for someone that does not have conscience. You don't want to sacrifice for someone that does not have the fear of God, because they will mess you up. And then that's why you hear many women say, after all these years, because in marriage, in the dynamics of marriage, you must get to that point where one have to rest for one to move. It's very natural, no matter what you people are doing. That point must always come, whether you like it or not. You know, so this is one thing that I've always done consistently. I don't compete. I never compete. I support my husband like crazy. And because he's a good man, and he has seen how much I honestly want him to do well, it also helps him and give him the ginger to push me to the highest level. Here in our home, there is no competition whatsoever. Support. I am my husband's #1 fan. And guess what? He's my #1 fan too. And that's how it's meant to be. That's the dynamic. You understand? That is the dynamic. Now, before I tell you the next thing I do, I want you to know that when you make a man your opponent, and he now knows that he is your opponent, like it's clear that you are always in some sort of dragging, tug of war, competition with him. It's very difficult for someone that feels like you see him as an opponent to now act like a partner to you. You are killing that partnering side in him when you keep competing with him. You don't want that. That home, that thing, that picture you want to create, you can never create it if you do not just switch this one part. The next thing I do, this part is like almost the most important part. Very, very, very important. This one important like mad. I think this is the number fourth thing that I do to ensure that my marriage is safe. Is that I respect my husband. I respect my husband like I say tomorrow no day. I respect my husband like crazy. See, I'm someone that when I make up my mind, nobody can change it, no matter who you are. If I say that this person is living here now, you will leave. If I say that I'm not talking to this person again in my life, I will not. But when my husband tells me, let it go. Mama, he go pay me. Sometimes I go remove tears on my eye, but I go let him go because my husband says, let it go. So you have to let your husband know in action, in what and in deed that you respect him. You will first respect him. See, women, let me tell you, even if you marry a fool, which I will still fault you because why did you marry a fool? But even if you marry a fool, you will first respect your husband. Respect him. Let it be that he told you jump and you say, but see this fire, I'm jumping inside it. Jump first. When they say now scar you, you now come out and say, but you see this scar you gave me, I will not listen to you next time because I respected you first. Respect a man first. When you move by his own authority and then something bad happens, maybe there's a problem in the home or anything happens, see, that is on him. That one now is on him. So after then, you can now decide that, okay, I can't trust your leadership because you are not someone that I can obey and be sure of a good result or a good turnout. Do you understand? So the onus is on you to first respect your man. Respect your man like there's no man business. Respect your man like crazy. Respect your man is very, very, very important. Especially people of God, especially where you are in the eye of others. Where you are even alone, if you even say, make I try insult and some more or no following others small. But when you see people in public, where others are there, where anybody can hear you or hear the both of you, please, no matter how you are right, just respect him for that one first and go first. You people can tidy the rest outside. The worst thing I can ever do to a man is to disrespect him. In the eye of others, disrespecting where there is a witness or witnesses. You have killed him. Shame. Don't do that. Never you do that. When you keep disrespecting your man, at some point you make him feel small. Like he cannot say anything to you. He has no authority. And when you make a man feel small, that man would withdraw. He will withdraw from you. That's how a lot of you are living with men that you have killed in their inside. You have messed them up. You've turned them off. You've made them small. And they are not acting in the capacity that you want, and you're complaining. You're the cause, so now you be the wahala. Now, this is the fifth and also one part that I really enjoy doing a lot in my marriage towards my husband, is that I reduce the pressure for him in his house. I am a buffer. I reduce pressure from my husband. See, not from better than my family or not from inside my house, the staff. As long as I am aware of it, I block. I make sure that my husband understands that his home is his peaceful place. His home is where he can be very comfortable. I make sure that I reduce pressure. I don't pressure my husband for any or nothing. There is nothing on. You see, go and ask my husband. I can never. See, if there is any reason why I press on anything, my husband quickly does it because he knows that his wife doesn't pressure him for anything. So I shield my husband from every form of pressure, be it financial or physical or emotional or conflict in the home environment. You know how sometimes the staff at home can be misbehaving. If I take it to my husband, then it has be like is now you don't choke. I buffer him because I know how these things affect his mind. My husband, if he's not mentally okay, if he's emotionally down, it can affect his work. He will not be able to work. He'll not be able to function. He'll not be able to think. He'll just be, messed up. So me, I want a very up and doing and very productive man. So I cannot allow little issues to be weighing him down. And then I cannot even be the cause. See, I take pride in telling you here today that my husband looks forward to coming home. My husband used to miss his house. Like, when he's out there, be like, he can't wait to go home. Sometimes he will talk about me 1 million times. I'm not the most beautiful person in the world. I don't have the best shape. In fact, I'm very annoying. My character self can be very annoying. Do you understand? I can be very petty sometimes. You know, and then even you have questioned yourself, what's special about Lolo? But these 5 things I've mentioned to you are the things that I have been doing. And they may seem like it's old school. They may seem like it's old-fashioned. But they work magic. And I have come to share it here with you today because I feel like the women in my community, if you are in my community and you can see this video, I feel like you should be known as a good woman, doing her part, excelling in every area, so that when the man wants to be foolish, he would think twice, because he knows that I'm not just losing any kind of person, I'm losing somebody, I'm losing something of importance, or I cannot play with this one. I will not play. Do you know, first of all, what it means to take away physical, emotional, financial stress from a man? Oh my goodness. You've given him space to be productive. Space. Most of you don't even know that it's not everything you dump on your husband. You and your friend, you are quarreling, go and tell him. You and your house girl insulted you, go and tell him. Your brother is calling you for this, you go and tell your husband. You're putting him in a tight corner. It's not everything. Sometimes you learn to hold your own. Sometimes when you're finished sorting, you cannot say, last week, see you, but I handled it. You be capable. You need to be capable as a woman. Good woman, strong woman, no be by mouth. So sometimes that thing you think is jazz, it's not jazz. That's why sometimes you see some kind of men with some kind of horrible looking women, ugly women, that in your words, you term them, because I don't know when you stare crazy people that you know who is ugly, who's ugly. So you call someone ugly, but that person is doing something that you cannot do. Even with your shallow mind, you can't. So I'm going to teach you guys. I'm teaching you, I'm telling you all these things because forget say Lolo the play, Lolo the craze, Lolo the feed the wine online, Lolo feed the rock. Apart from the fact that I'm a life coach, I'm a marriage therapist, a relationship therapist, and a marriage counselor. Apart from the fact that these are the things that I do, see, I don't just say, I do. I practice like mad. And it's evident. If you don't look at me with the eye of envy, you will know that there is something special about me in my life, in my home, in the life of my husband. You will know. So instead of, throwing stones and being funny, why not learn? Because if I can do it, I'm not special. It's just the mindset and the discipline. So if I can do it, what do you think is stopping you from also doing it? Your marriage can be and should be exceptional. We must not join the bandwagon of people that are crying, oh, marriage is bad, marriage is bad. Yes, there are some funny men, but we have men too, whose wives have driven them into having bad character. Sometimes some men don't want to go home because of the pressure at home. They finish from work and they go and hang outside. It's not as if they are comfortable in that bar or lounge where they are hanging. They're not comfortable. They wish they were in their home, resting on their bed, sleeping. But they know the pressure they're coming to come and face when they get home. So what do? They hang out there, hoping that before they come back, you have dozed off or something, so that they just come in, sneak in, lay, find their way, run out early. That's torture. Can we begin to make our homes a little bit livable? So before you accuse me of juju, before you accuse me of ugliness, I don't what's my husband, I don't fit to be married to this man, blah blah blah. Darling, check first. Can you do the things that I do?